some claims that are pretty outlandish, but I can back them up. Boom. End of story. There is no other crypto out there, so don't get it twisted. If you don't understand where you're parking your money, you're gonna pay the consequences for that, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Boom. We're obliterating everybody, literally. There is nobody else that comes close to what Hex has done. Boom. Oh, it's about to get funky. Funkier than you could have ever imagined. You know, Richard Hart is a boss. Hex is literally the best thing on the planet. It's simple mathematics. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. Man, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all deep. Everybody. My God. Hex Asians, bro. Everybody. Australians, man. Everybody gets me. Yo, when is it told you? Dollar cost told you. Everybody done told you. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yo, what up, everybody? How's everybody doing? How you doing, brother?
Oh my God, I just knocked over all my shit around my desk dancing to that track.
Right? That shit
banging
is fire.
out. Beard, he still got me.
Oh, yeah, he's good, man. He's good. Yeah, I know you guys are trying to work on some beats and all of that. I can't wait, bro, because
there's so much heat coming. You don't even know, man. My man Roganov, big ups Philip Charles, current appellative is Roganov. He just sampled the shit out of the Planet of the Apes soundtrack.
Really?
Okay, and chopped that shit up and laid some Premier Griselda drums all over that shit. So it's about to get nasty in here.
Oof. Oof. They're not ready, bro.
No,
oh, my God.
No, my goodness.
Oh. All right, well, let's say what's up to the chat, because I'm just over here in shock, because that's some. So, man, I wish I could play that without getting the strike. If you guys haven't heard like Planets of the Apes music, like it's very, I can't put a word on it, like very
brooding. It's dark, brooding.
Yeah, but it's like electronic at the same time, so it sounds different.
Well, Homeboy is a synthesizer master. He had an old Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder sold several of his ARP 2600s back in the day. The ones that look like spaghetti with all the cords coming out of them. Yeah. My man Roganov had one of those original models, dude. He's a synthesizer brainiac.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun, dude. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
That's what's up, man.
22 is the year.
That's what it's about, right? I mean, you look at people like DJ Cryptomatic doing what they do, the Joker doing what he does, right? And now he has a sidekick with Hexy Quinn, right? Like everybody
he's great too, yeah.
Everybody just needs to find their place, get in where they fit in, and yeah, we'll be talking about this. This is exactly one of the points that I'll be going on about today, because I was a couple weeks earlier, but we're back online.
Yeah, and if I can, just everybody, you know it's Friday AM. My man's got things to say. We need to listen.
Everybody's good, man. Everybody's just, it takes time to learn this stuff.
Yes, sir.
And
the learning never ends, man.
Right. Real. That's exactly what I was going to say next. The learning never ends.
Yeah.
Because I'm still learning, but yet I'm also teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is important for people that are out there I don't even understand this question. Nothing.
Since Reggie got. Oh man, that guy. Did you see a couple weeks ago? He said Richard was ducking him.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? He ducked me.
Oh, I bet. If he's got
Well,
a
it's in the
brain.
Twitter sphere. It's in the Twitter sphere. All you gotta do is do the search.
Yeah.
It's there. Unless I didn't delete my tweet, but maybe he deleted his.
Mm.
But he done ducked me. So how about that for a patent? Yeah, exactly. Because I'm nobody. So simple as that. The man won't even sit down and have a conversation on stream. So nobody cares what he got to say or what he got. Especially with foreign patents that don't hold stand in here. So, or pretty much anywhere. Right.
I mean, the only thing dude has going on is the recompense he has to pay in damages to his victims. So I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's on the website. SEC has a website specifically for him.
Oh my God.
Maybe I should look that up for people. So people want to ask questions about that, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. You see, you got to know what you're talking about at all times. I learned stuff from that guy. I used to look up to that guy.
Yes, I heard you say before. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's a personal issue for me. So yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's funny. You got the code, bro. You be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I found my hex at the end of the rainbow, so I'm good. Yeah. Y'all funny with that. Y'all real funny with that. Everybody done told you.
Completely.
So what's today's stream about? Well, Bitcoin's currently at 4,100. Excuse me, 41,000. Let me not make anybody catch a heart attack. Ethereum, excuse me, is at 3,100. The dollar is at 95.89. And yesterday I sent out a pointed tweet asking people, what would you do if Bitcoin and the dollar started going down at the same time? And then I chuckled at those that like to rely on charts because the chart ain't going to help your ass here. You got to just know. And that's the thing. A lot of people want to think that what you call degenning nowadays is not degenning, right? You got to learn when to be a risk taker and when to not be a risk taker. That's what being a smart opportunity taker is, right? Opportunities are taken, they're not given, right? And I think it's important people understand that because this is why Bitcoin's at 41,000 and going to break that low. And we're going to pull up the charts. We're going to look at it because it's already breaching my trend lines. So, it's just a matter of when, not if. So let me just get my charts going, actually, because it's about to get lit up in this biatch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because you see, people just have to understand how to take risk. It's not that there's anything wrong with taking risks. It's just about understanding how to take it, right? And that I think is something that's lost on most people. They like to think that everybody can just do what they do, and that's just not the way it works. Everybody has a skill set, everybody has a temperament, everybody has a way of looking at things. And in line with that, you have to take into account that that's what really makes up a person's risk tolerance and how they're going to interact with markets, right? And just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys always tuning in. It's a new year. We're going to try to do a whole lot more this year than we did last year as far as being a better community, better educated community, because we're already the top educated community in the space, right? I mean, clearly we are cryptocurrency. That's a gimme because everybody else is just trying to act like they are, but they're not.
We got a wonderful chat here, man. Look at this. We got Kyler up in here, Bitfinesse, Hex Monkey, Machiavelli, Tap, what up? Foss, what up? These are great, man. These are Hexicans.
That's right.
To the bone.
Yeah. That's right, man. And that's what we're about here, man. Progression, you know.
What's shamanic? Am I echoing? Are you hearing echo on me?
No.
Okay.
But I thought I did for a second. Now that you mention it.
All right. Must have.
But I don't hear nothing now. Weird.
All right. Thank you. Finn, what up?
No worries. But yeah, you know, like, you know, when I was on Quant Gang, me and Kareem been talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum being in tops. So this isn't even new information. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this shit up, get all this crap out of here, because maybe just leave that one. Get this out the way.
My God, that looks like some hermetic Gnostic diagram shit you got going on.
Yeah, right, but it's not. It's
That is
just
deep.
basic ass lines, just what I see. That's all.
Yeah. They call that a beautiful mind, my friend.
Well, what's interesting is somebody asked me the other day if I teach charting, and I was like, no. And I replied, but I could tell you how to learn because it's what I did to learn. And you know, people don't want typically to do that, right? So that's fine. But I told them what to do. Anyway.
That's gonna go right in my book right now. Another Wales quote, man. He says, "I don't teach it, but I can show you how to learn." That's classic, right? Man.
I mean, that's what we're here for, bro.
Oh, I love it.
Like, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, man.
We're here to educate and elevate ourselves. We're not here to for no freebies, anything like that. You know, we're here to put in work. And that's the only way we're gonna get better. It's the only way you're gonna stay number one, first and foremost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to number one by being like everybody else. You get to number one by being different, having principles, having values, having standards,
this
right?
Is true.
All these basic things. Like, you don't see the Yankees acting like the Mets ever. Right? You don't see the Patriots or whatever the top NFL team is now acting like whatever the bottom NFL team is now, right? I don't want to offend anybody out there because everybody's pretty gung-ho about their teams. See,
that's funny. You and I, man, like, you asked us like 5, 7, 10 years ago, we would have known the answer to that question right away. But both you and I, like, graduated past that shit.
Right. Well, you know, everybody has their form of entertainment.
Sure,
right?
That's right. I'm not demonizing nothing.
Yeah, no. And I think it's just for some of us, we pick different lanes, right? Some people, that's how they de-stress. I don't de-stress with sports. It just doesn't do it for me, for various reasons, right? And you know, it is what it is.
I de-stress by shooting guns nowadays.
See what I'm saying? Everybody has their thing. And that's the thing. It's all about what you choose, you know, but it's about understanding that that's just what you're doing to de-stress. It's not an actual thing that you should be focusing your entire life on, which is where most people.
Well, yeah, you know, I won't even say the team, but man, I used to bleed the colors of the team that I inherited through my family, man. And that was the alpha and the omega of my life during the season. You know, life began and ended on Sundays. Once I started having kids and progressed to a certain point in my education, I just realized how much of my life was being gobbled up by that. You know what I mean? And I was
right. Yeah, 100%, bro.
For myself, just for myself, I'm saying I had to change that. I had to change that.
I mean, I got a similar story, I guess. I grew up doing nothing but playing baseball. Literally, right? Like, I didn't care about anything else. I didn't, you know, just didn't pay attention to anything else. Like, nothing else mattered. And it was all in the anticipation that I was going to hit the big leagues because I had the skill. Right. But so did 100,000 other motherfuckers. And that's what I didn't understand. I wasn't putting in the quality level work that was required.
You wait a minute. You just said you weren't putting in the quality level work?
That's right.
Wow.
Yep.
But you had the natural talent, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you see,
Correct.
I used to be able to get that fastball down there. My catcher estimated I used to get that down there between 90 and 91 miles an hour because he caught a guy who actually got drafted by the Orioles. The
Mm.
problem with the difference between me and the guy who ended up topping out in the minor leagues in Double-A is that I couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn with my 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, you kind of want to hit the target. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I could whip that son of a bitch in there, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
funny.
couldn't
I used
target it.
to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll take this.
No, that was it. That was the thought. It's just I could whip it in there. I just
Mm.
couldn't get it on that spot.
On that target. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the biggest hurdle for me too. I played pretty much every position except shortstop, just because I didn't like playing it.
That's
No
a hard
particular reason.
position. That's the hardest position probably on the field, isn't it?
I guess. I liked catching and pitching most. Pitching
Cool.
was my top one.
You're lucky
Uh,
you're not catching all your life, man. That shit
or
blows your hips
yo,
when
I
you
had to
miss.
catch a doubleheader one time, and that was like when I knew that wasn't for me.
Yeah, right. Right. What was your were you a switch hitter, right hitter, right-handed,
Nah, I was
left-handed?
just righty. I was just righty. I
Yeah.
was working on lefty at one point, but never.
What was your favorite position in field, I gotta ask?
Oh no, just pitching. That was my
Oh, check you out. All
yeah, that
right.
was my thing because it was so easy. Because everybody's too busy thinking on pitch counts, and once you know that, it's game over.
Mhm. Mhm.
Once you get to a certain level of playing right with people, it's almost like chess.
I love this. I love talking about this. What was your repertoire? I gotta ask. How many pitches did you have, man? Did you have a
Oh, I had
slider?
a
Did you have a
few.
curve?
I definitely had two seam, four seam fastball.
Uh-huh.
Definitely had a slider. Had a curveball, but check this out. I also had a screwball.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
took my
used to
time
throw
on
a
that one.
knuckle.
Yeah. I was
I used
good
to
with
throw a
it.
knuckler, but I only had success with it. Like if it was a day where it worked, it worked. If it was a day
Mm,
where it didn't work,
no
hit
go.
batsman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You sending people to first base. Oh man, the good old days. Yeah, I played literally, excuse me, nonstop until I finished high school. Like my whole youth was spent playing baseball, bro. I didn't do nothing else. You know, I really didn't care about anything else. Everything revolved around that. So I understand full and well. Uh, and I didn't take anything else seriously. Like nothing. Like not school,
Sure.
nothing,
Oh,
nothing,
I
nothing,
know it.
nothing.
I know it.
So, it really set me back in a major way.
Oh, you're speaking my language,
Yeah.
Wales, man. When I found out that my fingers could play jazz guitar chords, when I found out that I could do orbital flares and crab scratches, I was like, what the fuck do I need this college bullshit for? You know, it was hilarious, my mode of thinking at the time. I was just like, oh,
Right.
this is all I'm ever going to need is this music shit. Was that ever silliness?
Right. And that's was exactly what happened to me with baseball. And that's the danger, right, of being uh pigeonholing yourself, because that's basically pigeonholing yourself, right?
Yeah.
And we have this habit of doing it all the time. And I talk about a lot of different topics, and people always tell me, "Well, you think you know it all?" And I'm like, "No, I just read a lot. You have to read. There's nothing wrong with reading a lot of different things. There's
Mhm.
something wrong with reading nothing, though."
Well, you only speak with authority on the things that you are authoritative about.
Well,
You know,
right. I
I
mean that
don't hear you acting all a certain way about like recipes for fucking baking muffins and shit
can't.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a chemist, bro. Of
Like,
no
yeah,
variety, right?
right,
Like I
right,
can only speak to what I know, right? Like if I understand genetics, which is probably like the only thing about biology I understand,
right.
then it's simply because it's basically statistics.
Oh, I got you. Right. More math.
Yeah,
More math.
no brainer, right?
Mm,
So it's realizing stuff like that that helps you put yourself in the right boxes when funny things come along, because funny things will always come along, right?
mm, mm.
And it's about finding ways to overcome and learn them. Like Richard was talking about the other day on stream, how he's just always learning stuff and always forcing himself to learn more, and that's what you're supposed to do. I didn't know that that wasn't a thing, but I'm only learning now as an adult that that's not a thing, because I have always done that, just not in school, because school is a waste of time and shit.
Yeah. Man,
So
this chat's live for being this early. Look at these guys.
yeah, it is, right. We got
Shrimps
150
only says the
people.
cake is already baked. George Taco. Favorite streamer whales and the funniest guy we have. Thank you, George. Steve Boss, Muffins. Nardo's here. Benny Blanco's here. Journeyman's here. What up,
Yeah, we got a
y'all?
lot of people in the chat,
Oh,
man.
this
I
is
mean, it's
great.
only 11:30 and it's lit. 150 people. You guys don't sleep, man. Y'all still going on from last night or something? What's going on with y'all?
Yeah.
I've done that before. Just gone straight through.
We got, I don't know about y'all, but we're down here. We got 3 inches of snow on the ground. First big snow we had so far.
Yeah, we got some snow out here too. It's not even that bad though, bro. It's like whatever.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna get ugly once the cars get a hold of it.
Turn
Here
it gray.
yeah, in the next about 5-6 hours, it should be done.
Yeah.
But enjoy the view for now. That's all
Yeah,
we can
don't
do.
forget, I'm no longer in the concrete jungle, man. I
Oh, you
expatriated.
stepped out?
Oh, I expatriated out to the woods a while
Nice.
ago, man. Yeah.
Nice.
I like to take my coffee buck naked with my shotgun out back. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I used to do that in South Philadelphia, but
Right.
they'd call the cops on me, and that was a
Yeah.
problem. So,
Yeah. I can only imagine, bro. Hate is everywhere. It's out of the world, out of this world with the haters.
what up, Romanian Dan? Thank you.
There we go. So
Crypto
let's check
Games.
this chart out. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
No, I was just shouting out more chatters. We got Finbear, Romanian Dan, thank you. Crypto Gains Club 369, Bufo, Hexagon.
Yeah, man. It's just more people keep showing up. Mr. Snake Eyes here. Almost blocked them because my mouse be all over the place. So let's check this Bitcoin chart out, because we're
Crypto
reaching a pain point,
Mhm.
right? I mean, we've been watching all these institutions harp and promote how they've been buying the dip in Bitcoin. It's going to be interesting to see these lines break and the market just follow through, because that's the point at which we're at this point in time. How can I make that guess? Well, if you look at momentum, it's thoroughly suppressed, right? Like thoroughly suppressed. Like this was the recent top.
Uh-huh.
That was the previous top. So pretty straightforward, I think. If you need another way to view it, here you go. Right?
I'll be
First top.
damned if what you said in the run up to PulseX sacrifice isn't manifesting as well, because I remember you making a comment to me about capturing your value in the run up to sacrifice. And you said, what are you going to do? Or if and when, like Finbed just observed when BTC and F shit the bed. And sure enough, here we are.
Yep. Good memory. That's right.
Yeah. And what's holding its value,
Right.
Hex.
Correct. Let's take a look at what's happening over here. Interestingly enough, equity market is still holding, but I don't think it's going to be holding on for too long, because it's just, I mean, this is at all-time highs, guys. Price is at all-time highs with the divergence being below zero, with the moving averages for the MACD being below zero. That ain't normal. And here you have again, right, suppressed momentum going all the way back to June 2020, and we're looking at a weekly chart here. So yeah. This is a hell of all right, let's shrink down this divergence just a tad, because it's just redonkulous, right? I mean, this is where we're at. All right, from there to here, this is the gradient. I mean, it's steep. or it's it's a lot of declination here, right? Like it's very steep going down.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's an angle measurer here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Where are you? Um,
Oh, you mean degrees of declination?
yeah. There's somewhere like there's something that measures angles in here somewhere. I just gotta remember where the hell
Yeah,
is that.
I'm gonna visually call that a
Trend
13.
angle? I don't think this is it, but here we
That's
go.
13. 13 degrees.
Apparently it's over 45.
Oh, I
So
see. If you're coming off the 45 already.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more than
Coming
that.
off
Yeah.
the parallel, yeah. Just coming
Okay.
off a regular horizontal angle. Right. So just flat line down to where we're at now. So that's over 45 degrees. That's insane.
Yeah.
Right. And this is just in the previous 3 to 4 months. So fun times ahead in a lot of different places.
He said fun.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be fun for those that are positioned correctly. Right. And here we have the VIX, which really is just how can I relate? This is really just like a spring coil, right? And it spring coils however it can. And that's really just it, right? This is all that the VIX is. However, that's just in terms of movement,
Mhm.
right? What it's measuring is the price, uh, basically the price sensitivity of options and how they're moving in the options market. But they're measuring 30-day options.
Okay.
So that's the time preference of this measurement, the next 30 days. And that's it. So when the volatility measure is going up, what that means is that the variation in price is increasing, right? And depending on the instrument, that variation can happen when price is going up or down. It just depends. And that's really all you need to know. This is just measuring the variation in price and it's relative to the instrument. If the instrument is always going up, then then this measurement is going to go up when it goes down. If the instrument is always going down, then this measurement is going to go up when the measurement is going up, just the inverse. So at this point, you look at this diagram, and I mean, it's just been building positive divergence for a pretty long while, both in the MACD, right? It's finally above 0, and as well as the RSI, and it's above the middle band. So these are probably good 60 to 90-day option plays. Definitely short front month, depending on what the duration is. But if you can get option calls on this, 30 days, in between 20 to 30 days, you'll be in the money. Definitely, depending what your strike preference will be. But if this takes off like I think it's going to take off, we should definitely target the 33 to 35 area, um, which should give us a decent move in the SPX. I mean, all things considered, at the end of this week, going into next week, events should happen that cause this thing to just roll over because it's definitely set up for that.
All right.
Price is set up for that. Let me see what the hell is going on here. Ah, let's see if we can get some value profile activity on this bad boy. There we go. All right. So, give me a second, guys.
It's like watching a it's like watching an oil painter
Nah.
Use a palette of colors, man. I'm telling you. We'll watch you
Well, we
work these
gotta make
charts
it
all day.
visible, right? You gotta make
Yeah.
it visible. So let's see if I can show you guys this without messing it up. Perfect. All right. Let's see. All right. So this is basically S&P 500 index volume profile, and what this is showing is volume at price, right? And this is a weekly candle. And guys, give me a second in the chat because I'm just trying to get through these charts. But what we're seeing here is that you got basically an island up here, and essentially an island here has formed. I don't remember the name of that formation.
That's called the cock and balls. Uh-oh. We got some Meet Kevin followers up in here.
Really? How would you even know?
These guys are announcing themselves. This gentleman, Speculative, welcome. He asked if we're serious about Hex being the only crypto. I'd say that we've spoken to that ad nauseum.
Yeah.
And if you would like to get some more education as to why that might be the case, I would encourage you to go back through my man Wales Only channel and listen to perhaps 200 previous episodes, and you can get a lot of detail on that front, my man.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting because a lot of people just don't realize how uneducated the space is as a whole.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's been the norm, right? The baseline, as far as I observe it, 50 years on this earth, the baseline in crypto is actually acceptable ignorance.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
It's not showing. Oops, hold on, guys. Give me a second. Just trying to pull up a decent picture. Let me try images for once.
you know, I'd also say while Wales is working here to refine this information for us, Speculative, other than going back and watching Wales streams, I would suggest if you go to hex.com, okay, you'll see a subheading that's available to you there, hex.com/scams. This should answer, I don't know, 85% of questions that are frequently put forth regarding the product. And then if you haven't found the information to your satisfaction there, okay, you're going to find it here on these streams. Okay, you're going to find it in this community. Cabana Crypto is a name I see. That's an educator right there. You talk to him.
We have a lot of good educators in this community.
We do, and I'll tell you, my man, Speculative. You know, you postulate your concern, okay, and we can take care of it. You can either accept, you can either accept the answer, which is the truth, or you can just go ahead and move on. You know, it really makes no difference. But I wish you luck in your journey, man.
Yeah, thank you, Hexagon man, for the $100 super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Appreciate it. I enjoy what I do for the community because it's basically just like me talking about the stuff I like.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So let me address Mr. Speculative Economics. I'm not sure what your researching entails, but if it's strictly the internet, you have to do better. Find out from those that know exactly what is what. Because what you'll come to find out is that on the internet, you're not really going to find a lot of valid information when something is valid. And the funny thing about that is that when something is that good that it's unbelievable, you have to keep digging until you can't dig anymore. So you're on the right path. Just keep digging. You'll find that what is being told to you is true. When I've only been around for a year and approximately 2 to 3 months, and when I started, I didn't even I didn't even talk to anybody about this for the first 60 days because I was just trying to make sure that I understood the code and what the contract was saying and what was going on based on what the community was saying and all of these other things, right? So you still have a long way to go. You
Yeah.
just found out about Hex last week, bro.
And let me point out something as well, actual facts here. And I hate to beat this one into the ground like a fanboy, but I just want to share the observation once again. When Wales, the man who's speaking to you right now, when he came up in this motherfucker, he came up in it with the intent to break it. He said, fuck
Correct.
this. I'm not going to believe in this any more than I believe in any fucking thing else. And I tell the story. He locked himself up in his place for fucking 60 days. And he took the code, the contract, the math. He took it all apart. And he said, when I emerge from this study, I'm going to show the whole world that Hex is just as much bullshit as every fucking thing else is. And when Wales emerged from that study, okay, this is where you see him now. This is where we find him now, right? So think about that.
Yeah.
That there's some depth to that.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Now, as far as coming out the Meet Kevin bag, please allow me to add that interview, okay, was offensive to many of us. And let me tell you why. Your boy, pink hair dude, the guy who dyes his hair pink, right? Who's supposed to be some man or a specialist. He did not pay attention to our guy's answers at any
At
turn
all.
in
That
that
was
fucking interview.
crazy.
He was looking off screen. He was looking off screen to see what the cue of his next question was, while he was not even considering the words coming out of Richard Hart's fucking mouth.
Not
And
at
that's
all.
true. You watch that interview again. You watch it,
Yep.
and you tell me that pink hair was engaged. You tell me he was engaged. He was looking at his Pottery Barn catalog more than he was paying attention
Shit
to the
was
biggest brain
wild,
in
bro.
the biggest brain in crypto.
How you
It was
got the
disrespectful.
top dog on your show? You don't know a damn thing, and you're gonna ignore everything that man. I mean, clearly he was getting paid for that. Nobody can tell me to the contrary.
Yeah, another hit job.
You kidding me? 100%.
Another hit job.
100%.
And
Anyways,
then what? Wait, like who just said it? Somebody said he didn't even know what the fuck 1 inch was. Runeski's word.
oh my god.
I mean,
Somebody save me.
Oh, forget it, man. It's hard for me to take too much of this seriously.
Yeah. You can't. That's why I don't even like talking about it, bro, because it can't even be taken that seriously. Because these are all people that are just a joke. So, you know what I'm saying?
I got to give props to Richard with the way that he's been able to
he's
kind
a
of
man.
put a lid on his combative nature, because if that was a year or two ago, he would just be chopping heads right.
It would have been crazy.
It
would have been crazy.
He would have been snapping his fingers like, pay attention, motherfucker.
Right. 100%. And thank you again, Hexican Man, for the $50 super chat. I appreciate that, man.
Hexican Man's coming out on fire, dude.
Right. He's trying to fucking retire me off the super chats.
Oh, let's do it, guys. Let's get my man off Wall Street. Come on.
Oh man, it's coming, bro. Don't worry.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
It's coming. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. 2 years ago, answers were hard to come by. Today, all the info is everywhere. You know, it's a no-brainer. The info and the result is all easily found. I mean, it's incredible to me. We have 50. I'm sorry, not 50. 762 days. Damn, dude, you again? I thought it was somebody else.
Damn, this brother is going to war.
There you go. Also thought Hex was a scam and was going to expose it on HEXscams.com, which turned into a love of Hex as I understood it. What should I do with it, my dudes? Redirect to your charts? Pretty much. Because my charts are strictly blockchain analytics, right? Like, it's not even about ROI and all this other, nonsensical shit that doesn't matter, because everybody's making ROI. But what's actually going on under the hood? Right? That's what we care about. We don't care about anything else. We care about what is actually going on in the contract. So I don't understand where this, ridiculous idea comes from. Like, we got nothing but data points on deck. 760 days worth of data points to prove all that. was nonsense. All that is nonsense, and that everything that's being said is true. So that's pretty much the end of that. But if you look at this island top formation, right, you just take a look here what this looks like. At least try to. If you look at this, you'll notice they're pretty much similar. So it's not like this, right, where it was like sideways, then whoop, whipped over. This was gap up, bullish close, then roll over with an engulfing bearish candle. So it ain't looking too hot. It's looking like exhaustion up here. This is really letting credence to that. If the market ultimately closes below this line up here, 46.85, it can get really nasty. Excuse me, folks. Gotta take a sip of water there. But it can get really nasty, right? And this is just the beginning. So, we still have not even gotten to the point where we can even talk about breaching their trend lines, which have been intact since the Rona dip. So it's been almost 2 years. So could be time for another little recalibration of the market's valuation. We shall see. But Hex is looking mighty fine as we encroach on new highs. It'd be nice to see what happens once we get back to the 25-cent area. Then we'd have to contest with this 29 to 27-cent area, and then see what happens after that, because it's kind of free game until we get back to 33, 35. So there you go on that. So trade responsibly for those of you that do that. Don't be out here acting like you know what's going on, because market don't care, man. I mean, how many people thought the dollar would be going down at the same time as everything else? Very few people. 100% sure of that, because nobody in crypto has ever seen that before. And if they did, they sure as hell missed it. That's a fact. So here we go. Bitcoin cracking. Ethereum is still holding strong, but it is inching towards its levels, right? And those levels, wow, 2,500 and 2,800 respectively. 28.63 on the yellow and 25.37 on the green. And these are weekly levels. That's why they're so out there. So Bitcoin already breached them on a weekly basis. All right. So we're already got to that point. This is daily, right? Daily looking like we're gonna get ready for a pullback at some point. If not, ouch, because we've clearly breached that trend line. Right? Like if I extend this some more, clearly broke that. So there's no telling what's gonna happen. But if we are gonna retrace, it's gonna be here at 3,000 or near there. And we might have already hit that. We already hit 3064, so that might be it for this one. We might just start seeing some more consolidation sideways before we keep heading lower. So we'll see, man, because it's getting interesting out there, because the market structure is no longer as bullish as it was. Now the market structure is a little different, because you got some weak price action, some very weak price action. So it's hard to see on the weekly. So you got to definitely go down to the daily to see it. But yeah, no reason I'm looking at anything else. Hex is just looking. It's looking like a stud. Let's see what it looks like on a weekly basis. Yeah, just completely reversed what this candle put on it. So this is the thing that people don't understand, right? How is Hex entirely decorrelated from everything else? Well, Everything else isn't a productive economic asset, right? Everything else is just copy paste, just with a different name, different logo, right? And this is important. I think it's time for people to understand that there are times where you just can't put the same label on every single thing that's in the same group of things, right? Sometimes you have to pluck, take a look, right? This is why you got quality assurance checks and whatnot. And this is why I decided to take a look at Hex. I didn't decide to take a look at anything else. Hex was the one I decided to take a look at. So, yeah, pretty crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy what you can do when you put in some work.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, I mean, look at this chart, bro. This is just half of the data. Let me go to the full chart. This shit is just crazy. Every time I look at this chart, I just in awe, right? Because it's so just it's just up and to the right, bro. Right? It's like it's just up always. Even when it goes sideways upward. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man.
Yes, it is.
It is insane. I mean, just look at this. And people still have the gall to speak negatively about what's going on this chart. I find it rather hilarious.
Well, yeah, and I was just looking at the chat the last 5 minutes too, and it's another thing that I just keep noticing. It's like people keep interjecting these feelings into math.
Oh man,
What
yeah,
the fuck? Your fucking feelings have to do with fucking math, dude.
I don't even know, bro.
I don't like the way Richard looks. I don't really like the way he talks. I don't feel safe with it. Oh, okay. And you're an acolyte of a guy with pink hair. Got you.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The pink hair guy makes you feel comfortable, but Richard is threatening.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's cool. I got you.
That guy that gives his kids death shots.
Right. Because,
Okay.
he's a good little soldier.
Right.
Fuck out. You know what?
Fucking hilarious,
Y'all
bro.
can have it, man. Just you can have that whole world. It's all yours.
Yo, shout out to SAC for this $20 super chat. Richard said it best. Smart people buy Hex because they understand, and dumb people buy Hex because they don't know. And people in the middle get lost. I bought Hex because Wales only one did some fancy Excel stuff. There you go. That's it. That's all I did. I didn't do anything else.
Man, oh man, this motherfucker. He ain't
And
letting it
this
go.
is true. This is true. I mean, the guy wasn't even answering the questions. You know what I'm saying? He was literally just going off of a list of questions. So
I'm done. I'm so tempted to continue.
No. There's no reason to engage. The chat can take care of that.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Thank you, Victor Creed. Appreciate that. Hit the likes and subscribe. Product is perfect, and I like the 10,000x gains, but I don't like the founder, so I'm out.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Hex Monkey.
Yep, that's why we love you, Hex Monkey. That's right.
That's the end of that one right there. That's done.
Yep.
Richard Hart makes me feel uncomfortable.
He hurt my feelings.
And Wales only. He is just so contentious.
So abrasive. Oh my God.
Why is he so mean?
Why are you mad all the time? Because you dumb motherfuckers don't listen.
Because you a dumb motherfucker. That's
why. Like you dumb motherfuckers don't listen, man.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Like who cares, bro? Like damn.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. Hextonomy. He says gaudy jewelry is so cringe and peacocking, but my man's pink hair.
Super legit. So legit. That's a good one, yo.
Oh, you
That's a good one, man.
Done. Done.
Oh my God, that was a good one, bro. That
Yo.
was a good one. Oh man. Oh man, that was a good one. Oh man. Yo, you know, it's just crazy because who cares? Like people are out here buying Nestle stock, Coca-Cola stock, Pepsi stock, like all of these companies, Apple, all these companies that are out here doing all these negative things to society. And you motherfuckers want to come out here and talk bad about Richard Hart, who is out here trying to change lives. Like you just got no shame. It's crazy to me how little shame people have. We can literally point to all of these negative actors, and all we can see about Richard Hart is the negative things people say, when all that man's actions speak to the contrary. It's kind of hilarious. You know, this is exactly cognitive dissonance in real time, right? And this is exactly right. You know, it's Stockholm syndrome, basically.
Yeah, right. That's it.
How dare you, right? How dare you go research, go educate yourself, look at something objectively. I literally had a stream yesterday with a college professor that had better things to say about Hex than you. A college professor, a person that actually is educated, and more educated than me, might I add, because he has several PhDs. So check yourself at the door, check your emotions at your bedroom's door, and try again. Because this is exactly what's going on.
Hex Monkey, thank you, sir. Moving on.
Right?
Oh,
Because this is exactly what's going on. Now all these clowns are buying Hex secretly. That's what's going on. Yo. Real talk. Real talk.
yeah. Yeah, Furu's hedge their bets.
Oh yeah, they sure do with Hex. Cause everybody done told them, motherfucker. That's why. That's why. And again, speculative economics. It is not so to tell you not to buy. Don't buy if you don't want to, but do your research is what we're saying, because you're on the right path, but you're selling yourself short if you think caring about who and how the founder behaves is just beyond me. When most coins, people buy most coins, they don't even know who the founder is. Why do you care?
Dude, I think it's clear. I mean, that Joker was
Yeah.
just up in here saying his research ain't no research.
He ain't got
Motherfucker
no
didn't do
research.
any
Yeah, there's
research.
no
It's
way.
called his feelings, and he's
Yeah.
calling it research. Get the fuck out of
He
here.
ain't
Moving on.
got no research. Yeah.
Moving on, folks. It's a beautiful Friday. And we got a nice weekend ahead of us.
Yeah, math is math.
Let's hear what Mr. Wales has to say about
And
it.
it might be a weekend where we get a nice pump. We'll see, man, because it's looking kind of tight right now.
Yeah, I guess that depends if a certain somebody I'm thinking of continues trying to sell down the price.
Right,
I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? People with their emotions and shit. You know, bitches will do bitch things.
Oh, yes. Well said.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Plenty of those around here, unfortunately. So we'll see. But you know, we'll take it as it comes, man. We know that it won't last forever, and just like this one didn't last forever, we continued running up. This one will not last forever, and we will continue running up. And that's just the way it works.
I don't like the way that chart makes me feel.
Oh shit, that was funny. Let's check GRAPHHEX, man. Let's take a look at some stats, because it's been crazy lately for the payouts and everything. It's just been crazy.
Oh yeah, and we crossed that 20K threshold on the T-share last week.
Yeah, we did. We're at 20,192 or 3 now. $5,000 a T-share, 23 cents basically. PLSX SAC is finally showing up. We almost got 1 billion hex SAC. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know. I hadn't checked in a while.
Yeah, I'm taking this shit right down to the 11th hour for me, man. I still haven't done nothing yet, but I probably will here tonight.
Cool. 53 and 49, so it's gone up a bit. 13 and 4, yeah. So the liquidity pool's sized up quite a bit, so there's more Hex out there, which is cool. And we're at 599 on the Hex payout. Ain't mad at that. Not at all. Now let's take a look at what we're working with here.
Punks jump up to get beat down.
That's right. Okay, so let's see, what's the time frame here? 8 January. Okay, so this is daily. Cool. So we got 550 million Hex expiring on the 9th of July. So that's the next big batch. Then after that, it's only until March 28th of February, I guess. 548 million Hex expire. So it's gonna be pretty cool, man. We should have a nice run up between here and then. I mean, this might be a little speed bump along the way. 300 million Hex or so, 400 million. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think overall, 2022 is not gonna be like 2021 was. 2021 was pretty stake heavy, especially towards the end. 2022 should be much lighter. Except for this one big block of stakes ending here magically. Billion Hex ending on. I mean, well, typically when you got this much Hex expiring, nothing happens. So we'll see. We shall see. See, looks like I missed a super chat.
It was Hex Man again, dude.
Damn, dude. Trying to pay all my bills, huh? It wasn't until I learned to meditate and
Wim
Wim Hof.
Hof.
I
Yeah.
don't even know that.
Oh,
It helped
dude, that
me.
guy is so serious. He scares me, dude. He has
Yeah.
these meditations where you're like barefoot out in the cold and shit. It's crazy.
One of those.
That guy's
Okay.
a war. Yeah, that guy's a warrior. In fact, you know who Catherine Austin Fitz is?
Sure.
Right? Yeah, she just named him. That was her Man of the Year for Solari Report.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to that man. That's wild.
Yeah, he's teaching people how to be more bulletproof. I'll tell you, man.
Why are people sacrificing Hex? Good question. The reason people are sacrificing Hex is because it gets rid of supply.
Mm-hmm.
So there's less Hex floating around.
Protecting future value.
Correct. So this number ultimately becomes even smaller because the overall number is smaller. So we have 463 billion circulating, right? If people keep sacking, this number is going to keep going down. And that's the whole goal. Because this number is ultimately going to go up naturally by itself. Nobody can force that number to go up. So, there was 113 113 billion Hex sacked last time. We're just encroaching on 1 billion right now. Oops. Let's see what we're working with here. 450 million. And it's still holiday season too. So it could be going faster, but it can't because it's holidays. So once things come back online, this is actually probably going to speed up. And who knows when the OA is going to jump back into the fray. So also, we did this number in like 2 weeks last time. It's only been 4 days or 5 days or something. Nah, it's been longer, huh? Yeah, it's been longer. It's been like 8 days or 9 days. I don't remember when. Let me see. Well, it's been 8 days. Yeah, eight days. 8 days. So yeah. So 415 million, folks. And let's double check that because I can see people tweeting the wrong number all the time. Yep, 415 million. But hold up. Staked ETH 9.483%, or staked Hex 9.483%. means yield's always going to be fat, folks. So that's what you want. Big money. Right? So long story short, that's why you're sacrificing HEX. You're getting rid of supply. So ultimately, over the long term, it's going to create a price shock. I mean, look at how this thing has just jumped. Oh, it looks horrible. I hate these charts. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, at least for the foreseeable future, there's gonna be a very nice lack of stakes because the past year was stake heavy, especially the last quarter. Look at this. What's this? This is May. The 1 billion is May 9th. So that's the big date, guys. May 9th. 28th of February. 1st of February and 30th of January. And coming right up here shortly is the 9th of January. 550 million HEX expiring. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's see. What else did I want to talk about? I actually typed the stuff up so I wouldn't forget. Kazakhstan.
There's a lot.
Yeah, inflation. All right. So lately, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Fed has gone from inflation being transitory to it being not transitory to it now being transitory again. So
yeah, and in other breaking news, unemployment numbers are now going to be conveyed honestly and transparently going forward.
right.
Jesus, I don't think they've given an accurate unemployment report and probably
Ever.
the last, in the last ever.
Yeah, ever really.
Hey,
I
yo,
mean, it's
fam.
crazy.
I am so happy to have had an opportunity to get on with you. As you know, I got 4 littles coming, so I got to break out.
No worries, brother. This one isn't gonna last that much longer anyway. But all good.
Okay. You got another stream coming up later for our Spanish speakers, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'll be streaming in Spanish after this at 1 p.m. on Discord Syndicate.
Okay. Well, you got 45 minutes, so I'm going to bang out. Hey, bless you, Hexicans. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all on Telegram or somewhere. All right.
Peace.
Be easy, Wales. Thank you, man.
No worries, brother. Easy. One. All right. Enough of me. So let me look for this here tidbit of information. So yeah, they've gone from transitory to not transitory back to transitory because they don't know what else to say. Honestly, that's what's going on. Rates keep creeping up. Let's take a look at interest rates, and we talked about this a while back. We knew this would happen. We discussed this, and it's just a matter of them breaching these prior levels, right? 215, 2.5, pretty important levels. Once the 30-year breaks those levels, you're going to see some action. Look, the 20 years already taken a lead start. That's why this inversion is important, because it should never be below 0. So this is important, right? Timing is everything, because you can be right. You can have a trade that's right, but be wrong by freaking 3 years. So your ass is still wrong, right? So we already see the 20 years already leading the way, breaching previous highs, right? On the way to the most recent important level of 230, 240 for it. 10-year is, already past its March highs. So, yeah. Looks like the curve is just heading that way. Oh, yeah. I forgot. 5, 2-year, and 1 year already been there. And the Fed funds is definitely being kept on the floor. Right? So this is getting interesting because now it's starting to try to creep up. This is the small period of time where they could raise rates. And this was from, let's see here, let's measure it like this. October 15th to July 2019. So once that point in time came around, they had to start cutting rates. And this is what we're seeing on the chart. But now, what's happening is that they're being forced to keep it at 8 basis points now, 0.008%, right? But the 2-year is fucking gone. Doesn't give a fuck. So the Fed is off sides. That's basically what this means. So, yeah. They are not looking too hot, right? And this is what you would call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, because the only thing they can do is raise rates. But guess what? The only thing they can't do is raise rates. So it's getting funky out there for them. Not sure how it's going to end up working out for them. But I know it ain't going to be well. So you out there playing in the fiat games, you be careful, because it's going to get real soon. Right? Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Because what that means is that there is going to be hyperinflation. Now, I sent out a chart earlier. Let me see if I can. What was it? USD. Let me pull up my little damn. Yeah, USD, Libyan dollar, dinar. Excuse me. This is what hyperinflation looks like, folks. This is it, right? Slowly, then all of a sudden. And it's important that you understand that, because we don't know if we're going to see that, but we should be prepared in case we do. Because imagine the purchasing power of your currency being depleted 4x, meaning your dollar is not worth a quarter. And when you go to the store to buy that $2 brick of coffee, it costs you 8. Imagine how cool would that be? Right? I mean, it's insane. And these are the things that I like to talk about, but they're difficult to wrap your head around, because it's like, well, how can the value of the dollar go up and the value of things go up also? Shouldn't they be going down because it's a ratio? And yeah, the answer is yes and no, because you have to understand that price inflation is not the same thing as demand and supply dynamics. Because now that what we're starting to see now is that what they've done with the logistics issues that they've fabricated, you have a lack of supply for a lot of things in a lot of places. So that's what's causing prices to go up, even though we have the dollar going up as well, right? So this is kind of why we're seeing a pullback in the valuation of the dollar now, because ultimately the goal is for it to crash. They don't want it to go up, right? They want it to go down. That's always their goal, because that's how they continue to absorb economic power, right? This is how the rich stay rich, right? It's by this value decreasing over time, because they're at the spigot, so they get to collect as much of it as possible. So devaluation is just another form of inflation, which they get from just being a part of the system. And thank you, Pro Hexor. I follow you on Twitter, brother. Shout out to you. He's in Turkey for 8 years now. And years ago, 1 euro was $2.20 to the Turkish lira. Now it's 15. So
Yeah, and I've been talking about this for a while. And just recently, right? Just recently, over the past almost year and a half, they've seen 100% inflation just versus the dollar. This is Turkey. This is a civilized nation, quote unquote, as is defined, right? It's not meant to be a third world country. It's supposed to be first world. So it shouldn't be having these monetary issues. But when you have a dictator running it, this is what happens, right? And a whole lot of other things that go into that, right? There's this euro dollar concept too. There is demand for dollars globally. We don't even know how many dollars are out there because foreign banks can issue loans in dollars without oversight. RCU 369, brother, if you're ever down to stream about that, I'm so game because I know all about euro dollars. It's not a concept, that's a whole way of living. At least it used to be. Now, what are euro dollars? Strap in because it's gonna get real crazy here for a second. Euro dollars are these things, as our man so eloquently highlights here, is just a representation of demand for dollars globally. Now, look at what's happening here. It's interesting because this market was basically pinned at 100, which is basically the max for since I joined, since basically almost since I started. And I didn't know anything about it until I started trading futures and ran into it or whatever. And this is the only volatile time during my tenure as a trader that euro dollars had. Every other point in time has been this. And then most recently, 6, 7 years ago, it did this because the Fed started cutting, as I just showed earlier. Or sorry, cutting as I showed earlier, and then rising, right, which is what we're seeing here. This is supposed to trade in line with the Fed interest rate. So the way this works is you take this value and you subtract it, or you take 1 and subtract this value from it, and that's your interest rate, or 100 and subtract uh, this value from it, and that's your interest rate. So we got 100 minus 99.605. So that means your interest rate is 40 basis points for the quarter, right? So if you buy this instrument and you hold it, that means you're getting 40 basis points. That's it. But you can trade this, right? And there's a futures for it and all of that. And there's a representation of that. Now, there's a whole thing behind this. It's not just this simple. There's euro dollar curves, right? And this is why when I looked it up, you saw all of these contracts. Hold on. Below it, right? Like you got almost damn near you definitely have every quarter, and then there's what they call serial contracts where they're off quarters, which happen in closer months. Like here you have an N, here you have a K, J. These are serial contracts. G. The standard contracts or the quarterly contracts, which is just HMUZ, which is March, June, September, December, and that's all that those letters stand for. So when that was just so when people were talking and doing the hand signals in the pit, they knew they were talking about December 2026 versus March 2026 for a spread trade, whatever. So if you were going to look at this, you would look at it one versus another. So let's say we wanted to look at, I'm sorry, I should have left it there. So we want to look at 3-year demand for euro dollar futures, but for September, but 3 years out. we go out plus 3 years, or I'm sorry, what is this, 22, right? Well, no, we can go out. It was still close enough to September 2021 to go out to 2024. So we'll do that. Damn. So what we see is that the spread is negative 21 basis points. Now, how can that be? Right? What sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. Well, you guys got to realize this is what's been going on under the hood. Right? This isn't normal. What's normal is for it to be up here. Right? That's what's normal. Because when you're looking at the future, i.e., what you're paying for in the future, it should be worth more than what it's worth in the present. Shouldn't be a negative value. It should be a positive value. This means that the slope is negative, right? Because I took 2027 and subtracted it from 2024. Hope that's making sense. If this is a little too off the rails, let me know. And I'll keep it moving. But this is actually what's going on under the hood. This is why everything is fucking fucked up. In short, you know, demand for dollars is so great that the yield is negative. That's not natural, right? That's not natural at all. This is how broken the system is, right? If we go, let's go 2 years out. What happens? Even further negative because we're closer to the present moment in time, right? So what happens if we go to this year, which hasn't happened yet? This is what's coming up. So look, we're trading negative 1.25%, 1.3%. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is exactly it, right? It took me a while to even get to this point where I understood this stuff. And this is why dollars are running to the equity market. They can't run to fixed income instruments. They are not paying you anything. In fact, they are taxing you to the tune of 1.25% if you're holding it for 5 years. This is a 5-year forward, 5-year spread. This is insane. This is not normal. This is not natural. I mean, if we look at it for 10 years, what are we going to find? Let's find out if it even is listed that long. I'm not sure that it is. It's not. Let's go out to 2030. I'm pretty sure that's listed. There we go. -1.25, but not as liquid. Naturally, right? Why would it be? Let me see if we can get some volume on this. Yeah, we can get some volume on this bad boy. But you guys can see millions of these contracts trade. Because this is tracking the actual spread. So, but imagine being long this and then this thing just dropping a whole 20 basis points and you're long hundreds of thousands on these things. Because the guys that trade these contracts, as you can see by the volume measure, they trade them in thousands of contracts. They're not trading them in single lots, like very rarely. So whoever was long this, because they were bulled the fuck up because of this big dildo here, as my boy Hot Dog likes to call him. I mean, they just lost, 12, what the high was here, 91, -91 basis points. Shit right now is at quarter. So they lost -35, they're down -35 basis points. Times $12.50 per tick times the number of thousands of contracts. This is the world I come from. Big dollars on the line every moment of every day. So let's do a little bit of math. 35 times $12.50 times, let's say 100,000 contracts, which isn't even an average size. That's really regular. So let's say 200,000, right? But it's just so you guys can understand, this is how much somebody just lost on that move. $45 million, $44 million. So yeah, let's talk about trading futures. Let's do that. So I used to trade this instrument, which is not really highly traded, and the way you can see it is by this chart. The spotted area is overnight markets. The not spotted area, which are the good and crystal clear candles, those are during regular open hours, market hours, and you can tell by the volume, right? No volume here, markets closed, volume here. So this is what I used to trade, and sometimes I would be stupid enough to enter a trade overnight. And yeah, that's very dumb. Very, very dumb. So anyways, this is what people have to understand about taking risk, right? And the markets that I come from. 1 point here is $100. So if you bought this at 27.98 and a half, right? Let's do some math. 27.98 and a half, and you expect it to go up, right? Because you think it's at a low or whatever. Well, you just lost a point, right? So you're already down $100 almost, because this was $100 a point. Oh, you just lost more than $100, and that's how quickly these markets move, right? So let's go to 2797, and this is times 100. So boom, if I would have went long this contract at that point, I would have just lost $80 or whatever. All right, $150. Says it went back up to 29.97, 7.7. So it'd be an $80 loss. But instantly, you see, that happened instantly as soon as I said it, right? And that was the representation of me entering that trade. So only now am I back in the green, or even close to being green. I'm down $40 now, right? But it's probably not going to work out because the market looks weak overall, right? And we already went over this. And as you guys can see, already down again over $100, and now down almost 200. And this is the thing with day trading. You know, things can look bullish and then not be very quickly. You know, this is what you have to understand. Position trading, however, nothing wrong with that, right? If you're taking a long stance or a long-term stance on the trade, it could just go sideways on you, right? As long as it's not options where you pay for just holding it, that's okay, right? But if it's something like options where you pay to hold it, well, shoot, you're gonna have problems, right? Because that means you're getting taxed daily for just holding that contract. So you should probably consider not holding it for more than a few days. Like I used to give myself a time stop, and it worked so well for me trading options that I ultimately just used it in all of my trading. Yes, people still trade. That's what I'm talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, it is this easy, right? This is easy. This is easy. This is easy. This is crazy. Nah, wasn't like that, bro. Not at all, man. Not at all. But yeah, people still do blow and all that. But not like it used to be, that's for sure. By the time I got in, everything was changing, unfortunately. So I have missed all the fun. But you know, it's important for people to understand all these things that are going on, because all these things tie in together, right? And people that are long these markets, right, and they're long them up here, and the market say retraces to 26.97, and they were long that one specific contract. Well, that's 100 points times $100 per point. So you just lost $10,080 just with this one contract, just one. So this is why I respect risk. This is why I don't play those games. This is why I like buying and staking Hex and like letting my APY do the side work, the side hustle work. Right? We don't got to worry about that. I trade if I want to. I trade for fun if I want to. But it's not going to be to lose. It's going to be to make money, right? But you got to know what you're doing when you're trading. It's not simple. It's not easy. There's a lot of good ways to make money out there, but you have to understand the bigger picture, right? Like, are we at the end of a cycle? Are we still in the cycle? Are we playing to a new paradigm? Has a regime changed? Like, there's always a lot of questions to ask every day, and you really don't know the answer until the market lets you know. And yeah, this is right. Risk management is everything when you trade. That's why I say you gotta learn how to lose if you're gonna trade, because you gotta know when to quit. If you don't know when to quit, like imagine going long this and staying long it, and it don't look like it's gonna be a good trade at all from a daily perspective. So you better have a short-term purview. But this is what people do. They jump into the market on a short-term basis because it looks good, but long-term is really just running into this 2800 level, 2803, and that's all you're going to get. You're not even going to be able to get 10 points out of this trade. So you're going to be here with your 2798 spot 5 entry with a 805 spot 5 exit, thinking you're going to get 10 points minus commissions on the way in and out. And turns out you're going to come just short because you were being a dick for a tick and not respecting the market. Right? Because the market is biased short. You can see that on the chart. It's not hidden. Right? It's not hidden at all. So the momentum is weak. Even on the longer term, short term basis, right? Intermediate term, if you want to call it that. 377 minutes, which is approximately 6 hours. It's rolling over. It's broke the trend line. It's weak. If you want to look at it on a 240-minute basis, same deal, right? And this is what we need to do: confirm across all time frames. Now it's looking like it's in support on a long-term basis. 987 minutes, 610 minutes. So we'll see, right? Because it basically has to hold these levels if it's going to stay up here. Same thing for the E-mini, right? Same deal. So let's see, what's the other topic? Oh, yes. So the IRS this year is going to start reporting your Venmo transactions, your PayPal, your Zelle, all your transactions on an annual basis once they go over $600 a year. And guess when they passed it? The change to the tax code was signed into law as part of the American Rescue Plan Act. The Rona Response Bill passed in March. So, like always, they pass these things under your nose when you're not looking so that you are being led astray. Right? And that's just another form of risk management. Right? Reading is the best form of risk management. Right? I'll drop this link in the chat. You guys can see what these fuckers are doing to fuck us some more. So you can just see. Because now, apparently, you're going to have to file a 1099-K. Apparently, it's only for commercial goods or services. So if you get paid on a personal level for your business through these applications, guess what? Now you can no longer hide that. So good luck. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop. It's been fun as always. Thank you for all the super chats. They're swell. But understand this market is bigger than just crypto. Crypto is just a little piece of the puzzle. Understand that when things change, right, they change rather quickly. And if you look at the Lebanese pound, the changes that are happening over there haven't even registered. So don't always judge a book by its cover, right? This is important. You look at Turkey, right? That thing has been unraveling for years. Literally years. Nobody questions this. Plenty of reason to question it. I mean, how do you, I mean, this is ridiculous, right? Let's see if we can adjust this. I mean, come on. How does the currency lose 8,000%? And nobody bats an eye over 24 years, right? And this is what I'm trying to educate people on, so they can understand that the wool is getting pulled over their eyes in some dastardly ways. And unfortunately, Turkish folk are the latest victims of the private central bank cartel. So this is why crypto is important. This is why sticking to crypto, true crypto, right, the standard, decentralized, off exchange, is important, right? Very important. So this is why we educate about all of these things, and try to help people understand. Hey, be careful. We're entering high volatility season. The dollar's going down, Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum was going down, ETH/BTC spreads going down, right? Everything but HEX is going down. So where's your safe haven? You found it right here, right? Because while everything else is running around with his head like a chicken with his head cut off, HEX is just preparing for the next move higher, while everything else is just rolling over. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So you guys rest easy. If you're a Spanish speaker, catch you in a few. Whales out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, appreciate you. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. I mean, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you.